traders. Let me just tweet it out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. All right. Da, 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 da. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Well, good, good, good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great and wonderful and blessed weekend, and looking forward to a full trading week this week. We had another short week last week, but it's going to be an interesting one. We've got a lot of earnings coming up this week. We've got Apple, we've got Boeing, we've got AMD, we've got Tesla. So we've got a lot of earnings on the plate this week. So it should be a pretty wild one. We might see a little bit of action. So that'll be good. This is usually one of the big weeks to get through, and then things start to become a little bit, once we get the vol crush, it gets a little bit more reasonable to trade. But anyway, pumped here tonight. We've got Paul joining us again from Colorado. If we could get a sound check out there, Paul, are you over there?
Hey, how's it going, John? How's it going out there, people?
All right, good. Can we get a quick sound check? Anybody hear Paul out there?
We got a full week next week, 5 days.
Nice, nice. Yeah, full 5 day week, lots of earnings. Gonna be good. Sound check, sound check. All right, thanks, Anki. Appreciate it. Good. So Paul's with us here today. We're gonna be doing our weekly Elliott Wave show, riding the waves with John and Paul. And so thank you everybody for joining us. Today's gonna be a fun episode. We're gonna be talking about entering or finding setups on the shorter term time frames. We've touched on it in the past previously, but Paul's got some great examples, especially stuff that we do in our group in the Discord. Paul has a whole channel that he runs for Elliott Wave, where members can bounce Elliott Wave charts off of them and confirm their analyses, and it's really, really helpful to have that. And so he's going to walk through a couple things that he pointed out in the Discord this week, and I think you guys will like it. So before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to see where we left off with the market on Friday, and then we'll take a look at the futures, and then we'll get into the topic, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. So SPX, right? So last week we finished up Friday down about 11 points. I mean, it kind of felt like kind of a rough day, but I mean, if you look at the monthly chart here, we're still green. We're back over the upper Bollinger Band. If you remember, about a week ago, it was like a doji, and so we definitely had a good push last week, and a lot of it helped that we had that inside week that we took up. Right, so the cool part about it is that the weekly RSI still has not gotten overbought in this whole impulsive move up, and so generally, I mean, what that implies is that there may still be room to go. So if we look at the daily chart, what we can see is the wave count that I have right now that we've been working with is you have your kind of have this. It all started right with this kind of this ABC type move right here off of the Corona crash push, right, with this ABC move down. Then we had this big impulsive wave up, right, and then we are kind of trying to see where the wave two ended. We thought it'd be kind of a longer wave two. It might get to the bottom of this channel right here, but it never happened. Right, we broke out. So there's your wave two. Right, and right now we're in this larger wave three, but it's been pretty complex. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been the count is still intact, right? So we basically had this essentially this 1 2 3, right, and possibly 4 right here, and then we have this 1 2 1 2 1 2 that got us started into last week, and then we had this 3 4 subwave pullback right here that got us below the ADMA, and then we pushed. Right, so that was back over the ADMA, continue to push up the channel right here, and now we'll see. Futures are a little bit strong here this evening, so we'll see if they continue throughout tonight. But this little pullback right here could be this kind of minor subwave 4, and then we might really start to push up with another wave 3 up. Right, so we'll see if that does continue. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday on Friday. So again, it was all about the gap fade, right, and that was one that happened pretty quickly. And then one of the things that we did in our futures group is that we talk about if we have that gap fade and we don't get an overlapping value area, is we look for a flush at the end of the day, and we got that. We got that nice pullback right here. So that ended up being pretty an epic move at the end of the day. Let's take a look at the futures here and just kind of look and see where that did that. It did it off of our signal zones right here, which is pretty awesome. It gave us an idea. Yeah, futures are really, really strong. Like I said, some of our group, we've got in the Discord, we've got a whole futures channel where we talk about this. Members were saying, hey, we're any scalp moves. I said, well, you probably get a point if we get over these highs right here. So 38.44, all the way up to 38.47. So you get about 3 points off of that, just off of that momentum move off of that level. But this was a huge signal zone right here and a couple key levels here on Friday, and ended up to a nice short into the end of the day. but they didn't hold it, right? We had a pretty decent MOC on the sell side too, about 1 point something billion, as I recall. But we got a nice gap up on the futures here tonight, and it looks like we're impulsing up, right? So we've got kind of this possibly wave 1 up, wave 2, and we might be working on a wave 3 right now. So let's see if that continues, and if we're all the way back up to all-time highs again going into tomorrow. So good stuff, guys. I'm really excited. We've got Paul again here tonight, and what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about shorter-term time frame setups on the larger-term Elliott wave counts. So the key with that is to is when you're confident in a count on the larger-term time frame, is to then look on the shorter-term time frames for the waves that are setting up there and look for the entries. And so Paul's going to go over that there. Paul, if you're still there, I'm going to transfer the screen over to you if you got your charts up.
Okay, sounds good. Ready to go?
Okay, cool. Right now I just see the Discord, so.
Okay, well, we're almost there. First chart we're going to look at is Apple.
Sorry, 1 second. All I'm seeing is the Discord right now coming through.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Not seeing Apple?
Nope. All I see is I think you've got, I think on the screen right there, there you go. You got PLTR on that now?
Yep. I was going to try and... hold on.
1 sec, guys. 1 sec. A little technical difficulties here. We're getting through it.
So Apple's not showing up?
Nope. All I see is PLTR. I haven't pushed over your screen yet. I'm just making sure you got the right charts up for you.
Let's see. Let me try something else. Let's see. Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
sorry.
I just see PLTR right now. On your tab, it looks like
I'm not sure why that's not showing up.
You got your tab click there on the on Chrome. You've got PLTR as your main screen right now on TradingView.
Okay, I got to skip what I was going to do then because all my stuff is on there.
I think you just need to share. Maybe you just need to kind of share the other screen. You might have another window that you need to share, or bring it to the forefront.
So drag it over.
Or if you go share, like if you go to the share feature there in Zoom, there you go. I see your
Apple.
No, I see your Windows Explorer. I see like all the pictures in there. I see, but I don't see the actual stuff. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give us a sec. If you click on share in Zoom, there's like this for sharing screen and stuff. You can pick the window that you want to share. Right now you're sharing your Windows Explorer, so I can see all the pictures.
Right, and when I click on them,
the files. Yeah, I see the files, but not the not the window itself. You probably have to share the graphic or whatever application is displaying the graphic. So is it opening up in like?
It's opening up on the other screen, and when I drag it over, it's not showing up.
Yeah. So what you need to do is you share whatever that application is that it's showing up in. Is it in a different Chrome window or is it? There it is. Okay, I see. I see apple.gif. Is that it? Is that what you're trying to share?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sharing the image itself?
Yep.
Okay, guys, cool. We got it. We found it. All right, we're good. All right, so I'm going to... Okay, I've got it pulled up right there. So, all right, we're going to share... all right, Paul, I'm going to jump it over to you, okay?
All right, cool. Thanks,
all right, cool.
John.
All right, guys, good.
Sorry about that, guys. Some technical difficulties, but we got it going. Anyways, this is Apple 4-hour, and this is a count I was looking at trying to figure out if we were going to do the bull count going up in wave 3 or possibly an ABC zigzag. And to figure it out, I broke it down to a smaller time frame. I went down to the 30-minute here, and you can see here's a zigzag, and then we get this leading diagonal coming up in a wave 2. So I kind of switched to the bull count once I saw it was at 30 minutes. And the plan was the next day, hopefully we'll get a 618 retrace, and we can buy it and bounce up in wave 3. And this is what we got. We missed the retrace.
Look at that! Yeah, Apple was pretty epic on Friday.
Yeah, but it gapped right up, so we kind of missed the bounce play there. But we got a nice wave 3.
Beautiful. So, can you go back and look at the? Can you go to the original chart, just so we know what we're looking for? Okay, so the game plan is you're on a 4 hour chart right here, and you're looking at the potential of a wave three up, right? Because if I'm seeing this count correctly, right, you've got this wave one, wave two, and then you got this one, two, three, four, five up for wave three, right?
Yep.
And then you're looking at looks like an A, B, C potential wave four, and then maybe like a 1 2 1 2, or or a triangle type move, then to work
Right.
on the impulsive wave up. But you were what I see here is that you also had a wave count, a potential wave C here. As an alternate count, just in case things got bearish, right? So that's the cool part about Elliott Wave, is that a lot of times there's alternate counts, right? So sometimes you might have a bullish count, but you have to be careful. You can trick yourself with Elliott Wave into just finding a wave count that's good. So one of the big things is to discipline yourself to see that there may be an alternate count out there. Okay, so I'm seeing this right now. So you're expecting it. You're thinking it could go up for a wave, sub wave three up, and then a wave four pullback, and you're ready either way. And then that when you go to that shorter term time frame, you can see the setup. There it is. So this is that day before, right? So it's
Right.
like it could be a wave one two, and could work its way up, or it could push its way down to that other bigger wave down that you were talking about. So it's all up to the price action the next day, and then boom, the next day it's like it proved itself that hey, this is what it's doing. That's the cool part about Elliott Wave. So now you can eliminate the bearish count, and now we're working on the bullish count right now.
Right. No, that makes sense. And even just identifying this as a wave one helps you eliminate the bearish count.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, and it was a great day. We traded that, in the Elliott Wave group. We traded it in the main Discord chat on Friday as well. I love it. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful job on Apple. That was a great one.
All right. And then the next count I was looking at was FCell. We had this
Yeah,
3 4, and FCell's been a real powerhouse. I think this is maybe from last Tuesday or
it
something, but
was. It was in the bubble report. It was right before earnings too, which is interesting.
right. And I was wondering, is this wave one done? Is it going to keep going up, or are we going to get a wave two? So to figure that out, I went to a smaller time frame and went down to the 30-minute, and you can see this perfect impulse wave
Oh
up. We
yeah.
have a leading diagonal wave one, wave two. We have a gap for wave three, ABC forward, and then we have a reversal candle up here. So I was pretty confident looking at the smaller time frame that this impulse wave is likely done.
Right.
And we were hoping for a pullback down into the box to the 618, and that was the plan.
Right.
And what we got the
And then
pullback right to
boom.
the 618, and then boom, up from there.
Yeah, and that was great, and it was like right through earnings too, right? So sometimes earnings can play along. Now, guys, I never suggest trading into earnings. It's very, very risky. It's a binary event. Sometimes a company will beat on earnings and then flush. Sometimes they'll miss on earnings and rip. And sometimes you think it's going to really move, like Tesla this week, for instance. Tesla, for instance, this week is getting really, really tight, and I mean we're all anticipating a big move after it. But wouldn't it be crazy if Tesla just chopped through it, right? That's a very big possibility with earnings. So you have to be very careful. But sometimes if you wait until after earnings, which we like to do, right, then you can
Right?
see how that wave ended up really playing out after earnings. That was great. And then now it looks like it's kind of gearing up.
Yep. FCell is a winner. It still looks good, by the way.
Nice.
And let's see what was next. I was looking at DKNG, and it
Yeah.
was kind of similar to Apple. We had this wave one up and wave two down, but we're not even at the 50. So I'm thinking this wave two might not be done. Maybe it's
Mm,
done, maybe it's not. So I went down to a 30-minute. And again, under the 30-minute, you can see this recognizable shape, this wave one leading diagonal. We got the overlap going on. And we had a retrace down to the 786. Here's the next day. After the
boom.
retrace, we had another impulsive move up on the 30-minute. And then when we go in closer, we can see the wave one finished, and we had our little box here. We're trying to get the 618 pullback.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. I'm actually. Oh, there. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Let me
and
tag
it
that.
kind of progressed to here. Price came down right into the box. This was at the open. This was probably 15 minutes into the open, and I'm watching it here, trying to see how low we're going to go. And I'm pretty confident that this is a wave one and this is a wave two.
Mm,
And then we get this big black candle right through the 50, and just
right.
watching it, going to
Right.
see what happens. And then we get this price kind of came up right here.
Whoa! Right out of the golden zone.
Yeah, right out of the golden zone. And this is where I was like, all right. it's time to go to my TOS trade screen and really get close in on this.
It's great.
So this is what the first one looked like. Here's that little up move. It's hard to tell what it is, but it's the
Now
leading
you're on the
diagonal.
5 minute chart. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, this is the 5 minute, so we're getting close here. Then I even went to the 2 minute, which I like to do right before I enter a trade.
Oh wow.
And under the 2 minute, you can really see this leading diagonal. You can even count the waves: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got the overlapping waves. This looks like a wave one. This looks corrective. This looks impulsive. So I'm thinking, let's go down to the 618 and get a bounce, and we're going to buy this. This was an actual trade that we did in the group.
In the Discord, nice.
Yeah, this worked. A couple people caught it. The next screen, let's see.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Right to the 618.
Price stops right at the 618. We get this kind of yellow spinning top, and I'm thinking, okay, this looks good. Hopefully we'll get a bounce here. And next screen, let's see. Sure enough, we get a green candle right off the 618. And,
right off of a 2 minute golden zone.
Yeah, out of the golden zone, and then a green candle.
Nice.
And, I love the 618, so I got long here thinking that this was 1, 2, and we're going up from here.
Right.
Here's the next.
Boom! Look at that. I love it.
And then boom, we're up from here. And a couple people got long right around here. There's some other indicators going on here also, but this looked pretty good.
Nice.
And the final screen.
Ooh, yeah.
This is what ended up for the day. I got long right in here, and then we had this wave 3.
Boom.
We had an ABC wave 4, and you can see 4.
It's funny? It's funny because I was actually I shorted this right here when we broke down out of the 5 minute cloud, so I got a nice short off of that. It was very, very fast.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah, right here on the wave 4, right there. Right there.
Okay.
That guy, because we tagged our level and then came down, which was nice. So I shorted that. And
okay.
It was quick, but it was great for a Friday momentum trade, right? And then we paused.
Yep, then we paused, and then we got wave 5, a nice impulsive move up. And this whole thing was a wave 1 leading diagonal.
Guys, last week, if you didn't see the show last week, be sure to go back into the our Elliott Wave, the Riding the Waves playlist, and we talked about leading diagonals last week. I mean, I'm pretty much officially sold on these. I mean, they're weird because it's like I always look at stuff and I'm like, this is some sort of weird A, B, C, X, Y, Z. I don't want to be involved in that. But these leading diagonals are legit. They really do play out.
Yeah, I mean that's a recognizable shape right there.
That's right. Yeah, the sideways banana.
Yep. Okay, and I wanted to go to Bitcoin here, but investing.com is down.
Investing.com's down.
Let me see if I can get this one to show up here.
You might have to, if you don't have the image pulled up, you might have to switch over your share and go back to share Chrome, your that Chrome window.
Let's see. Is that on Bitcoin yet?
No, I'm still seeing DKNG.
All right, we'll just save Bitcoin for later in the show.
Okay, but for when we look at chart requests in a little bit, let's make sure that we have your chart window pulled up so you can get that pulled up there in Chrome.
Okay,
just switch the share back over just like you pulled it. There it is. Okay, so I see PLTR right now. Do you see that too?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Cool. Good. All right. So speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and PLTR. I'm going to pull this up here. We're going to take a look. Do you have any other charts that you want to show tonight, Paul? Like stuff that you're seeing that's setting up?
That was pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So let me show. So that's great. So we looked at Apple, we looked at FCell, and we looked at DKNG, and we showed how we look, how especially in our group, how we look for Elliott Wave setups intraday. So I love it. Great job, Paul. That's awesome. So let's take a look. So one of the ones I wanted to point out here on my Elliott Wave radar is PLTR. What an epic day on Friday. Huge move, right? Members were trading this one throughout the day. It was great. A lot of good moves. All the pullbacks were buyable off of all our key levels. But what's going on? Why was it doing this? Well, we've been talking about it, right? So we've been tweeting about it, and we talked about it here, right? Last week we talked about this A, B, C, D, E potential triangle. Now, the E never completely pulled back, but it doesn't have to, right? It can be truncated here, and that's exactly what happens. So we got this big momentum breakout here through this geometric line, and so what we're looking at is a very potentially here, this wave 4 pullback, we could be working on a larger wave 5 up. And so what we want to do is we want to stock this thing thing and keep an eye on it right now. We may gap up on Friday because it did have a big move with some big volume coming in there. But one of the things that we definitely want to look at is the start of this wave, right, and see how high it goes, right? And once we start to see it pull back, we're definitely be stalking, right, a wave 2 pullback to potentially the 618, wherever this thing, once this thing ends up coming back, to see if this thing's really ready to work on a wave 3 up, a sub wave 3 of a larger wave 5. Because remember, triangles appear in waves B and waves 4. So this is clearly a triangle. It's clearly breaking out, right? So the idea is that we're likely in a larger wave 5, and so we want to catch that wave 2 pullback, right? Because each impulsive wave is made up of subwaves, and we want to catch that subwave 3 to get another good push on PLTR. So that's definitely going to be on the radar there. The other one I have on the radar is Airbnb. This got really strong recently. Pretty interestingly, some of our members bought the dip here and had a huge day on Thursday. It was like a 4x trade on the options. So once you see that, you're like, okay, what's going on here, right? So Airbnb is kind of interesting, right? So it kind of really started out with a down move, right? But it's really just kind of doing this 1-2-1-2 type thing, Paul. That's kind of what I'm seeing right here. I mean, it could be a leading diagonal. It could be a 1-2-3-4, right? But either way, I mean, it's looking impulsive, whether it's a wave 5 up or a sub wave 3 up. So this is on my bullish wave count, my bullish radar going into this week, Elliott wave wise. So that's what I'm looking at there. Nice. So good stuff. Other than that, Paul, great discussion on the shorter term time frames there. So at this point here, do you want to take some chart requests and see what people are looking at?
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, great stuff. All right, so iWow, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Suyag, what's going on? Good to see you. Still in FOMO from PLTR and sitting on the wrong side. It did fake out a lot. Yeah, I mean PLT. That's the point, right? So PLTR. Right, one of the things that we look at here is if you identify where you're at on the larger term time frames, right, it can keep you from getting chopped up. Right, so it was tough, right? Because initially when this thing was setting up, I was looking at it as an A, B, C type move. So I was generally in this area right here, I was leaning bearish. This was kind of an impulsive move down, so I thought it might get a little more symmetrical to the downside. But once you start seeing this happen and you start seeing that triangle action, right, you know you're in chop because you're in the middle of a triangle, right? So that's why the fake outs happen in there. And so that's really one of the key things. That's why I always talk about, if something goes awry, like then does not what you're expecting, doesn't do what you're expecting, you hit a stop or whatever the case is, you always pull out and look and see what's going on in larger term time frames. Oh, wait, I'm in a triangle right here. I'm getting myself chopped up for no reason. Let me wait for the impulsive move, and boom, it finally came out that day. And it was very, very clear on the intraday time frame, right, that this thing was impulsing up, right? We had a big push at the open, right? 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and just ripped throughout the day. So I'm just very, very nice stuff. So anyway, good stuff there. All good, Suyag. And iWow, yeah, so you got CRSR and CBAT. Paul, do you have any of those, CRSR or CBAT?
CBAT, yeah, I got it.
You do? Cool.
That's a really nice setup, by the way, CBAT.
Okay, yeah, CBAT. Every time I hear that, I always think of the movie Dumb and Dumber. But anyway, CBAT. Anyway.
Yeah, so we got a 1, 2. And then we have this wave 1 up. It looks like an expanding diagonal. I'm hoping, I sold at the top Friday because I thought we were going to come down for a wave 2, and I'm hoping to get back into this on this little retrace, and then we should be going up again. Nice. Small chance wave 1 just might extend. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, cool. That's great. Yeah. So in fact, that reminds me, we need to do one of these weeks. We need to talk about expanding diagonals. That'd be a fun one. So we'll add that to our list of topics to go through. So,
okay.
Yeah, so good stuff there. So Suyag, you got Apple and PLTR. So we already looked at those, but we may as well look at Tesla. So Tesla's got earnings coming up this week. Paul, what are you seeing on Tesla?
Tesla is a triangle that's ready to break.
Yeah, a little small triangle. It's on the larger time frame, it's like a pennant. But here on the 4-hour chart or the 1 hour chart, yeah, definitely looks like a triangle.
Yeah, we got the wave 3. We got an A, B, C, D, E, and we're starting to go up. We're above the EMA 8. So I think this is going to go up.
Oh boy! So you think this thing's going to get to 1,000?
That's the call right there.
If anything could do it, guys, Tesla could do it. Wow. I mean, normally I don't like to trade in earnings, but just wow. So iWow, perfect for the name on that one. I love it. So good stuff. Suyag, Nokia, Airbnb we already covered. So good stuff there. Apple 200 possible in the next 2 months. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's. Paul, you had that chart pulled up there.
Apple, I got. Yep. Apple.
We got fresh all-time highs on it.
Yeah, Apple did a really strong move here, a really strong wave one up. I'm thinking wave one is probably done. We're going to get a wave two, but again, like other stocks, it might keep extending in wave one before we get a pullback.
And again, earnings this week on Apple too. So yeah, in terms of 202 months, just looking at this chart right here, if we do get a wave two pullback, we're at 149 up here. 200 is kind of a big push, right? All the way in March, we're maybe in the 150s. That would be a huge move for Apple. But we'll keep an eye on it, right? So I mean, if it keeps doing days like it did on Friday, it's possible. So, hey, we'll see how that goes there. Flip, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, you got Zoom and Snow. Those are Zoom and
Let's see. I
Snow.
got snow here. I
You
got
got
a
Snow.
nice chart on snow.
I can pull up
Let's see.
Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go Snow first.
Yeah, I'll go snow first.
All right, cool.
Let's see. It's snowing. Okay.
Snowing out. How's
Yeah,
the weather in
I like-
Colorado, by the way?
Yeah, I like snow. We had our 1-2 here, and this is an ABC zigzag, and it looks like a reversal candle right off the 786. We're just kind of hanging on the EMA 8, and we're below the cloud, but I think this is ready to pop for a wave 3.
It needs to prove itself. I've been stalking this one too. I'm just waiting for a strong close on it. I mean, it's just the last color. Let me show you on my charts here. So, Snow gave a huge breakout candle, right? And members actually did fantastic on this, right? When you see something like this, right, it doesn't hurt for an overnight. You get this big breakout of a geometric line here with huge volume, right? There's a good chance that thing's going to gap up, right? So just a little bit of continued momentum, right? So it got that, and it pulled back, but after that, it really just every day is just closed, down, 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 and like you said, it finally got a little lower shadow right here. Finally closed above its above its open. And let's see if Snow's ready to go. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one for sure. And then for Zoom, so on Zoom, we're just basically I'm looking at this one here as an impulsive wave, right, for a good push. So I'm leaning bullish on Zoom this week. It's had and Paul and I always have differing views on Zoom, but it had to me it held the gap. It didn't quite fill it, right? It defended it, and the longer it defends it, right, the longer it could hold right here. So I'm looking at an impulsive wave up, right? We could see a little ABC pullback right here, but I'm generally leaning bullish on it. The other thing I like, if you guys follow on Twitter, right, we had an inside day over the ADMA on that one too, but inside week as well. So look at for a potential break. I mean, Zoom does like to act off of these inside weeks. We had a double inside week with a huge push, another inside week here with a huge push, right? Another inside week with a huge push, another inside week with a huge push, and another inside week right here. So if it breaks above those levels and we get some volume coming in here, we might see a nice push and potentially an earnings run on it. So we'll see how that goes on Zoom. So good stuff there. And Paul, I don't think I had my chart up on either of those.
I had Zoom up though.
Okay, well that's good. Well, hopefully you guys were following along with that one. So good stuff there. And but anyway, I think hopefully the conversation I had on that was helpful. So good.
Yeah, we got triple 1-2s in my book, and we're above the cloud. I think Zoom's going up.
It's looking good. Yeah, inside week. Let's see. Let's get ready to roll if this thing breaks. So let's look for impulsive action on it. So good stuff there. James, what's going on? Good to see you. Enkin again. Thanks for the sound check. Really appreciate it. And hey, Paul. Kamar family, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Athletes Talk, what's going on? You got Fubo. Let's take a look at Fubo. Well, Fubo's better than FOMO.
Let's see. Fubo. All right, Fubo. Here we go. All right, Fubo's another one. A lot of stocks are in the same position where wave one just might keep going. But what I'm looking for with Fubo is a wave two pullback. Try and buy the wave two and ride wave three up.
Nice.
But it's definitely bullish on Fubo.
Cool. Good. So good stuff there. Thanks, Kamar. I really appreciate it. He said we're doing a great job. I love it. I love that stuff. And then James, so Feuds kind of making a rip. Yeah, they sure are. So Michael, we already looked at Tesla. So triangle right there. It's starting to look pretty bullish coming into earnings. So we'll see how that goes right there. Bob, what's going on? You got TAK and CLNE. Paul, have you done any on either of those?
I might have TAK. Let me see.
Really? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
That's a hot. I might have it
Is it
on
like
my
a SPAC or
basis,
something?
actually. Let's see. TAK.
Is it like a SPAC?
It's some pharmaceutical
Oh, okay.
company. I think.
Bob, this is pharmaceuticals.
Here's the wave basis chart. Let's see. Don't have a great count on it, but I actually don't like this count. This is a 1, 2. This could be a wave two right here, and we could be starting a wave three up.
Okay. Yeah, well, it did have a nice push there, Bob. So let's see if it gets some continuation there. So good stuff there. And guys, I apologize. We probably won't be able to get through all the chart requests tonight. So just in consideration of time and all that for Paul being with us here tonight. So, but we'll be back to the lightning rounds tomorrow night for sure. Athletes. So question. So it seems a lot of charts based on Elliott Wave have an upward trend. When do we see downtrends, and is this based on the market? Paul, you got any response to that one? I
Sure.
definitely put my two cents
I
in that
think
too.
there's some individual stocks that are going down, but in general, since we've been going up, we've been showing a lot of bullish counts.
Yeah.
I like to short too. In a couple months, we may have a lot of opportunities to short
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly. And so athletes, that's the big thing, right? So the real key is to really see what the overall trend is and to see what the macro count is, right? So a lot of times, once things get extended, right, we might start to see a turn down, but a lot of times it is turned into ABC pullbacks for another move up. Remember, the market is based on things going up, right? So the concept is that stocks are out there, to put in good earnings, right? They're out there. The reason that companies are in the S&P 500 because of the 500 top performing companies, right? So the idea is that generally stocks go up, right? So that's the concept there. But it doesn't mean that things don't pull back, right? But when they do pull back, right, we definitely see trend line breakdowns, right? And we see confirmation, right? That's a really, really key tool, right? And so one of the big things, even before the Corona crash, right? We were pretty extended before that happened anyway. So everybody was thinking the market was lofty anyway. But once we start to see real key things break down, right? We had our trend line breakdown up here. This is kind of a minor trend line breakdown. But this was the first. This was the shot across the bow right here. And once we close below here, if you go to the SPY on the same, you can see there was increased volume. We confirmed below that trend line. Right, so here, and look at that, we even confirmed below the ADMA too, right? So here's your trend line right here. Here's your confirmation. They made they weren't hiding at all. This thing was ready, right? So we had increased volume. We broke down right here. This was the key right here, right? We closed below the ADMA. We closed below the bump line, the upward trend line right here, and then it was game over, right? We had a big flush right there. We had a big upper shadow off the ADMA. Then boom, 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 retrace, boom, boom, right? And then, but don't forget, guys, shorts are the reason they call it short, right? Is because it's a short time frame. But once you're in it, and you're in it, then you're in it to win it. Right, so we look for it, right? So here we had a zigzag down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, ABC up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and then the correction was over, and then we start the impulse up again, which is what we've been looking at, right? We see an impulse up, ABC, another impulse up, right? So we just continue to monitor this and see how things go, right? So we have even from this pivot level right here, we get the highs. So you got this trend line right here. So before things are going to really flush and we're going to switch to a bearish market, right? We're going to be below the ADMA and we're going to close below the trend line with increasing volume. Right, so that's really kind of the key right there, and then you can get your wave count on at that point. So that's what we got there too. So yeah, so James, yeah, stocks only go up, right? Yeah, that's the idea, right? That's the concept. That's why there is it, but they don't move in perfect harmony. They move in waves, right? So that's the concept here. So good stuff.
I do have one really good Elliott Wave short setup right here.
Oh,
So I'll talk about this one real quick. This is Marvel, and it's an ending diagonal, meaning that every wave is a three-wave structure, and you can see ABC, ABC, ABC.
oh, this is nice. Yeah,
wave.
yeah.
And I posted this last week as a short, and we're getting a downturn for Marvel.
Wow, that's really interesting. I wonder if that has any implications on the semiconductors overall. But AMD has earnings coming up this week. That should be interesting. And Intel had earnings too, and they had good earnings and revenue, but I don't know if it was their guidance or whatever the case was. Either way, it flushed, and so that's very, very interesting to see this the type of bearish setup on that. So very, very nice. So yeah, that's probably go on the game plan tomorrow. I love it. Good stuff. What else? So Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Can we just give a round of applause to the Wall Street Bets ETF? I love it. GME, AMC, BB, and BBBY. I love it. So, Paul, do you want to take a look at either of those? I know GME has been pretty epic. Have you charted that one?
Everyone's talking about GME. I don't have a great.
You don't have GME? Do you have BB or BBBY or AMC? Any of those? Recent? If not, it's cool. Those are just like some ones that have just been hot recently, like they said, off of these.
Actually, I do got GME on wave basis,
Do you?
and I was looking at this. It just looks pretty extended right now,
Oh yeah.
and I
But
think this.
this is one of those ones where people are just squeezing out the shorts on this one, just crazy. Right? There's no reason for it to be up other than just squeezing out the shorts, and it was
Yeah,
epic. Friday was epic. Paul, there was like options that went from like a penny to like $10 or something. This is crazy.
yeah, it had a great push. I think it probably finished wave three here, but yeah.
Cool, good stuff. Great. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. And so, what else you got? So, PLTR on Friday, 30x, biggest percent trade ever on World. I love it. Great job, man. Fantastic. So, Vikash, what's going on? You got Facebook on the radar? AMC looking a little bearish there. That's interesting. Nice. You got Facebook?
Yep. Let's see. Facebook is in a triangle, I believe.
Yeah, Facebook's been wild. Facebook's been wild. It bounced off that key support level.
For Facebook, right here at the end of this wave C, everybody was bearish. It was supposed to go down, but it hadn't invalidated yet. It was at the same level as wave A.
Exactly.
We got this push up for wave D. So, I'm thinking wave E down, then up.
A little bit of pullback right there. Interesting, yeah. So that'll be interesting. That's why I love like these big earnings. I really can't wait to see how all these things play out. It could be very, very interesting there on Facebook. Good fun. Thanks, Vikash. Appreciate it. Vijaya, what's going on? Good to see you. So you got NVIDIA or AMD? Paul, you want to take a stab at any of those?
I got AMD here.
AMD? Okay.
Let's see, AMD. Okay, AMD, looks like we had this ABC, this kind of long ABC for wave 2. And then I think right now we're in an impulsive wave 1 up. We finish wave 4, probably get 5 of 1 tomorrow. And then maybe a viable pullback.
Nice. Definitely keep an eye on AMD. Also have earnings this week, too. So good stuff there. Thanks, Vijay. I appreciate it. Guys, we'll only take a few more chart requests right here. It's getting a little bit late, but hopefully you guys found this helpful. Paul really revealed a lot of great stuff. Stuff that we do in our Discord all the time, where we look at wave counts, and then we really zoom in and look for the sub-wave counts for entries. And you can see how they play out. They play out really nicely. So good stuff there. So Tracy's got one. Tracy, good to see it. You got one on Microsoft?
Yeah, I got Microsoft in here. Let's see. Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft had a big push there. Let's see. So we were coming out of a triangle, and it looks like we had this wave 1 up, and it looks complete to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a quick push down for wave 2 tomorrow, and then a wave 3 up.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so definitely keep an eye on Microsoft. Microsoft had some nice impulsive action there, too. Again, a lot of the big names were really strong. The B5 was, gave a really good push right there. So good stuff. Angel Tesla, I love it. Yeah, the PLTR, Neo, all epic stuff right there. So, Narendra, Edit. Paul, have you done any on Edit recently?
Edit?
Yeah, Edit's, EDIT.
No, I don't have that.
It's kind of a phenomenal. I'll take a look at that there real quick, guys, and then we'll just take a few more requests, and then we'll wrap up here. But again, guys, really appreciate everybody for tuning in, and again, thanks for Paul for being here again too. But let me take a look at Edit right here. Let me see if I can pull up my screen this time. So Edit, right? Another. Editas Medicine, part of the genomic ETF there by ARK, right? So one of the things that we see right here is that we're back at the bow and arrow support, right? So that's a prior triangle area, right? So we're at the midpoint right here with the an inside candle, right? So here, if we look at this wave 4, wave 5 up, right? We kind of see this sort of like larger A, B, C. So if it's going to hold right here, this could be an area. Let's look and see if it takes the inside day up right here and gets over the 80 EMA and starts going on that one. It could be very interesting. So good stuff there. And other than that, guys, I'm going to take like a couple more. Jeremy, everybody, good to see you guys. Cloud Guys got either FSLY or Square. Other those would be
I got
great.
a good one on Square. Square's hot right now.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
Let's see, yeah. I really like Square. It's on our watch list for tomorrow. Here we go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Square, it looks like we did a 3-4, then we had this impulsive wave 1 up in purple. Then we had an ABC down, and it looks like we got a nice bounce right up to 786, close above the 80 EMA. So I'm bullish on Square for sure. I like it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Great stuff, guys. Well, awesome. Well, Paul, again, thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Sorry we're not able to get through all the chart. I guess maybe one more for SPK. You got JMIA, Paul?
Yeah, I got JMIA. Let's see. JMIA. Okay. Wow, this had a run. Let's see. We had a 1-2 and then a 1-2-3-4, and we're still going up in wave 5 of 5 of 1. So JMI is still going up, but probably we'll get a wave two pullback.
See a bigger pullback on that one. Nice. Good stuff there. Great stuff, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Again, guys, if you like the way we do chart requests here, definitely a good place to do is to tune into our Discord. Check out the links in the description. Paul's got the Elliott Wave channel. He does sometimes like Guinness Book of World Record chart requests. He trades and he puts ideas out there like DKNG, things like that. We also post a watch list every morning in the Bubble Report. It's kind of like our entry-level newsletter that comes out every morning, but it's really, really helpful. If you guys don't have time to day trade, but you kind of want to stay on top of the market, it's a great thing. Paul puts 2 fresh wave counts in there each day, and that's really helpful too, and I put a lot of good ideas out there as well. So good stuff there. Kamar, yeah, so my Twitter, so the link should be in the description. If not, it's at True Bubblehead, but you can definitely find us on our website, which the link is in the description there, and you can click on our Twitters are linked in there as well. So definitely check out the website there too. You can also find our Discord in there, and also the Bubble Report and all that stuff. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody. Sorry we're not able to get to all the chart requests, but just in time, but in the sake of time, but we'll get to the lightning round tomorrow. But Paul, any thoughts you want to leave us with here before we wrap up this evening?
Oh, I could do a quick recap on Bitcoin.
Okay. Oh, it's pulling up now? Okay, good.
This is not a fresh picture because investing.com is down, but basically we had our wave 3 up. I think wave 4 is in with the WXY, ABC, and this last C is a 5-wave move down. Then we had a wave 1 up. Price came down right to the 618, and right now we're starting to push up. So I think Bitcoin's going up.
Bitcoin's ready to go. So let's see if it's okay to hodl or not. So good stuff there. But good stuff, yeah, guys. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Paul, thanks again for being here. It's great to have another great show this week. Looking forward to our show next week, and of course, trading with you in the streams and the Discord this week.
Right on. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Good to be here. Good times.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys bright and early for the Bubble Report in the streams, and also in the Twitter as well, and in the YouTube here for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And until then, guys, everybody stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game, and we'll talk to you guys soon.